Well, here we go. It's near the end of the tour, 4 months of touring, and I always make a big thing about when people ask why don't you use C tuning, for instance, or DADGAD or any of the more modal tunings, and I sort of do this routine about I think the C tuning is a bit, for me it's slightly passé. Because so many, in inverted commas, English guitarists use it to create a certain kind of noise or sound. DADGAD, I got over that in 1976. I did nothing but DADGAD for 2 years. It's lovely, but it's also a trap, so I tend to favour things closer to standard tuning, apart from the one guitar tuned to open G, and I'll do another thing about that a bit later on. However, as the tour progresses, I have suddenly realised that there are 10 potential songs that I've been doing since January, all of which I've been doing drop D for, which in itself is, I'm afraid, a little bit of a trap, Anyway, I'm going to do the drop D thing now. And then probably at the end of this, there's only 5 or 6 gigs to go now in this immense run before we return to that group show of hands, and I don't use drop D with that at all. So I'm going to go through all the drop D stuff now, and then I think it will be time to bin some of it or rearrange it, because like anything else, I've dug myself into a trap again. Okay, so drop D, what is it? Okay, the standard chord D is lovely over 4 strings. It also gives you a nice A, but then you've got the old aberrant E string there, which doesn't really, So you can make the best of a bad job and keep playing F sharp on the bottom, which I do for one song actually, and only one song, which I quite. Oh, the gypsy moth is a mighty high flyer, sailing on an inland sea. You are the object of my desire, the sun and the moon to me, and so on. But generally speaking, I have been increasingly reaching for taking the E string down to D. It's everyone's first aberration or change from standard tuning, basically, which gives you a brilliant pedalling D to D. Ban, 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 old tire ban, 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 old tire ban, and so on and so forth. And I must stop saying so on and so forth as well, as my audio butler John keeps pulling me up for, because it's a really silly thing to say and I don't know why I keep saying it, but so on and so forth. Ah! Anyway, so you get this great sort of full noise then. It's one of the richest chords that you can get, the great big D. It's very satisfying, and it gives you very satisfying G's and very satisfying A's and so on. So, thinking through the whole thing, I suppose a classic example would be something that has a slightly American feel to. O'Reilly, he's tallest stallion, caught him and they brought him back, and they laid him down on that jailhouse ground with an iron chain around his neck. O'Reilly's daughter got the message, father was going to hang. She rode by night and came by morning with gold and silver in her hand. And so on, but not so forth. Ha! Got you there. Yeah, so it's very good for that, but you kind of don't want to end up with a whole bunch of songs sounding the same. So when that fateful day in Cologne, at that lovely venue there, I noticed that the Hollies had been on at this particular beautiful music venue 2 nights before us. And suddenly, actually I thought about my uncle, I thought about Jim, long dead now, lovely man. He loved the Hollies, and I remember when I was very young, staying in Falmouth, he would always be rushing out to the record shop if there was a new Hollies single coming up. And of course I thought, the Hollies, oh yeah. thought, oh, that lovely riff on that song. I didn't know, of course, then that it was Graham Gouldman who wrote it, and didn't know that till much later. But I thought, actually, this is one of those utterly beautiful English pop songs that has, it doesn't owe anything to the blues, it doesn't owe anything to rock and roll or anything like that. It's quintessentially English. And it's right up there in, with Kinks songs, with Ray Davies songs and Small Faces songs and that sort of thing. And I just thought, let's just slow it down and actually create something that just has a hint of modality about it. So I just came up with... And just by chucking in that C there, in D, it just gave it that hint of otherness, which I kind of liked. And then I thought, oh, but it just falls into place. And I wonder if Graham Gouldman actually was playing those shapes when he came up with the melody. So all you're doing is the minor third runs there, move the D minor shape up one, then play a D shape there whilst hanging on to the Ds all the time. So it just gives it that hint of modality, and I suppose it makes it quite inverted Coppers folky. Bus stop where today she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bus stop, bus goes, she stays, love grows under my umbrella. And then I thought, okay, if you're going to play a little thing, I overdubbed some strings on the recorded version of it, a little tiny, sort of very basic string quartet type thing. But I thought, let's follow this modal idea through and take it all the way. So I came up with...